section to provide definition. So you don't want to be like, well, what do they mean a military aircraft? Do they mean only fighter jet? Do they mean only this? Right? So they would interpret everything before you start, okay? So you would have here the general division, sorry. Part 4, division 1 will always be interpretation at the very beginning. Right? And then you have part 1, 2, 3, and all of that if it would have it, right? The rules in regards to PPL. The following slide will go through the regulation that will be a required knowledge for your private written exam. All right. We will focus on parts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll go through the aim if we have the time for it today to find information and about the Transport Safety Board and ATC procedure. All right.
So this one part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is that you will need the exam?
That they will most likely ask you questions on, yes. Right? Your PPL, they're not going to ask you a question about a commercial service, right? You don't even have the license for it yet. Okay?
So it's like 6 to whatever, is that like commercial and like multi-engine stuff?
Hmm?
It's like section 6 and up, is that like commercial multi-engine stuff?
For the most part. But again, like section, what was it, 13 or something was drones.
Yeah.
So if you have a drone, it's not all commercial. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. This book is free, available online. It does have an effective date, every 57 days, they will release a new one. They used to be free and printed for each school, but Transport Canada is like, nah, let's save some money, let's just put it online. And if you want to print it, you can print it yourself, all right? So we will start with part 1 right now, right? General provision. As always, just like in the regulation would do, we will start with interpretation. All right. So we need to figure out what do we mean by all of the meanings, all of the words. Okay. So airplanes means a power-driven, heavier than air aircraft. All right. That derive its lift in flight, right, from aerodynamic reaction on surfaces that remains fixed during flight. All right. So this is what an airplane means. It's heavier than air, and it creates lift by fixed items such as the wings, for example. All right. We have what we call an airship. Airship basically means power-driven, lighter than air aircraft. Right? So you can ask yourself, how would a big item like that be lighter than air? Right? Well, it does have air. Where's my watch? Guys, stand by. This is the mechanic over here. Hello? No, I just asked if HTC is okay. No, all good. Talk to you later. Bye. All right. So it's filled up with helium or whatever air it fills up in there, right? Which is lighter than air, and therefore it's called lighter than air aircraft. All right. And then we have glider, all right? Glider means a non-power driven, heavier than air, all right? So as you can see in a glider in the picture, it doesn't have any engine, All right. So the only way it can be lifted up to altitude initially will be to have it connected to a tow airplane. And that airplane will lift off and with a wire be connected to that and push it up in the air. All right. Now, personally, gliders for me is a very, very scary scenario which I would not want to be in. All right. How will it land? It does have landing gear, so don't worry about it. But you have to be very careful about your wings, about everything. All right. Lots of gliders that I know at some point went into a rooftop or didn't make it to the runway or many things, right? Because they didn't estimate the wind correctly. Because once you disconnect the wire, all right, it's not connected to anything anymore, and then you're just starting to descend at that point. Whether you land or not on the runway, that will be very hard to do. You have to really know your stuff. Your if the air is gonna go up or down, or you have to have real good knowledge of everything. But it lands like an airplane. Other than that,
Why do people use gliding?
I don't know. They're very risk takers.
You can get them the license before your PPL.
You can get what?
You can get it before your PPL.
Yes. Personally, I would not do it.
It's pretty fun.
It's very not. No, it's not fun. Not fun. Okay. Cool. So we also have category. All right. So Brody, I'll help you out a little bit. All right. Don't copy everything because regulation will have like paragraph long lines. All right. Copy just the gist of it. Okay. So category is a grouping of aircraft based on intention. All right. That's what I will say for everyone as well. Also, all right. Don't need to copy everything because each definition will be very, very long. All right.
Grouping of aircraft based on intention.
Intended operation. Let's say.
Aircraft based on intended operation.
Yeah, and I would say you can write down an example such as aerobatic, commuter, transport. Okay. So again, for other people online, grouping of here it's just this one. Grouping of aircraft based upon intended use, such as normal, aerobatic, commuter, transport. All right. And then into that, right, going into a subsection again, technically, there is a different class. All right. So that would mean similar. Oh, here we go. Similar operating characteristics. All right. So a single engine, all of the single engine would be one class. All of the multi-engine will be a second class kind of thing. All right.
Just similar operation characteristics, and then just put single multi.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Now, it is kind of weird for some of you who do not know what a center line thrust airplane is. All right. Where is the airplane toy? Can I? Thank you. All right. So I'll quickly show you guys over here. All right. A center line thrust is basically when you have the propeller here, sorry, one engine here at the top and another one here at the back. All right. So it's not on the side by any means. All right. So it's just kind of like one line.
Do you need to know that?
Don't need to know that. Yeah, this is more for multi stuff. Don't worry about it for now. But I'm just explaining stuff that would be a little bit harder for you
Yeah.
guys to know. All right.